If you're confused by the ranking system in Dead by Daylight, don't worry, you are not the only one. Today I'm going to break that down for you and teach you how to rank up. Hey there guys, my name is EarthToLydia. Welcome back to another Dead by Daylight video. Today I'm going to be going over something a little bit more informative for you guys. I know that quite a lot of my viewers are semi-new to the game, and a question that I get asked a lot is about the ranking system. How can I rank up? How do the grades work? And what is good and what is bad? So today I'm going to be going over as much for you as I possibly can in the most beginner-friendly fashion. Before I get into it, if you guys do not know, I am a Twitch streamer. I stream Dead by Daylight 5 times a week over at twitch.tv/EarthToLydia. So if you have any further questions after watching this video, come on down to a stream and feel free to ask away. On top of that, if you do like these kinds of videos, then be sure to subscribe to see when I post more in the future. Anyway, let's get right on into it. So you may or may not know, but the ranking system is broken down into different sets of colors. When you start playing the game and on the 13th of every month, you will be an Ash rank. Now, don't get confused because Ash and Silver do look quite similar, but Silver is just a bit brighter than Ash. Ash is this kind of grey-brown tone. In each color set, there are various levels, which are indicated in the top right by Roman numerals. As you progress through your games, you will eventually be able to rank up. Now, your rank is determined by something that the community has called pips. So at the end of each game, your performance will be graded on a pipping system. Now, it is worth pointing out that pipping is harder at higher ranks and easier at lower ranks. So at the lower ranks, you don't have to perform as well and you will be rewarded greater. So if you did not perform well or get enough done in that game, it is most likely that you will de-pip, meaning that a pip will be taken away from your overall ranking score. If you do an okay job, you will do what the community refer to as safety pipping, which is the black pip in the middle, which doesn't contribute or take away anything from your rank progress. After that, if you do a pretty good job, you will receive a pip, which is one more notch towards the next rank, and if you do extremely well, then you will double pip. Now, it is worth pointing out that it is much easier to double pip as killer than it is as a survivor, and that's purely because as a survivor you tend to not do as much in each category because it is an overall team effort, whereas the killer completely determines the outcome of their side on their own. So for each rank, which is determined by the Roman numeral, you will have a set amount of pips. At lower ranks, you also have less pips in between each rank, and the more that you progress into different color sets, the more pips there will be and the harder it will be to rank up. After you get out of Ash ranks, you go into Bronze, and it is fairly straightforward to keep track of. After Bronze comes Silver, after Silver comes Gold, and then after Gold comes the Iridescent ranks, which are the red ranks. As I mentioned earlier, red ranks are the hardest to pip at, but if you do manage to make it to the highest ranks by the 12th of each month, then you will be in for more blood points. On the 13th of every single month, the ranks are all reset and everybody gets put back to Ash rank. So if you get confused as to why the rank reset happens when you log on one day, that is why. They should not reset on any other day of the month. So if that happens, you might have a problem, you might want to raise a support ticket, or at least check the socials to see if this is a common occurrence. The higher your rank is at the end of the month, the more blood points you will receive overall, up to 250,000 blood points for reaching the top rank, rank 1. After the recent change, it is not possible for you to drop out of a rank. So while it is possible for you to de-pip within a certain rank, you can never drop out of that rank and go to a lower rank again. So if you do get to a really high rank, maybe a higher rank than you've been at before, and you're worried that if you keep on playing, you will de-pip and therefore not get your blood points, you do not have to worry because the game will keep you at rank 1. You cannot drop any lower once you've reached it. Now you might be wondering what determines whether or not you get a pip in a game, and that is the Emblem system. So each side, both killer and survivor, have different categories that determine how well they've done in a game. For killer, you are ranked based off of your deviousness, which is your use of your killer's power, Lightbringer, which is also your ability to keep gens delayed for as long as possible, and your brutality and your sacrifices. Now, this does make things a little bit more difficult for some killers, for example Plague and Oni and Hillbilly and Leatherface. These are all killers that tend to down survivors in one hit, and unfortunately, with the way that the game is currently structured, it does not take kindly to this. It prefers you to take away as many health states as possible in several hits. So that might be something to keep in mind if you're wanting to rank up and you're wondering why you can't. Maybe try and change your killer. Now for the survivors, again, they have 4 different categories. There is your objective category, which is things like completing and working on generators, your altruism, which is helping your other teammates, such as unhooking, healing, or taking protection hits for them, your boldness, which can be taking chase, or even things such as cleansing totems, and your ability to survive, which obviously is determined by whether or not you can escape a trial mostly. There are some exceptions, like whether or not you wiggle off a killer's shoulder, and whether you can heal your own health states, but the biggest determining factor in this category will be whether or not you can escape the trial. So for killer, I find it pretty self-explanatory about how you can max out all of your emblem statuses. You can mostly just do that by playing the game and practice. And for survivor, what I tend to recommend is try to complete 2 generators, try to get 2 unhooks, and try to cleanse 2 totems. That way you definitely have work towards every single emblem status. Anyway, that is going to be all the advice that I have for this one video. I hope it explained it a little bit better for those of you that aren't as familiar with the ranking system. And for those of you that are a bit more well-versed, if you have any other advice, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. I will be sure to respond to comments or highlight them. And again, if you are new here, I would greatly appreciate if you considered liking the video if you found it useful, and checking out my other social medias that will be linked in the description, including my Discord server, which is where you can interact with other members of the community. I want to thank you all so much again for making it this far into the video, and until next time, take care guys.